Thank you. Yes, good afternoon children. I welcome you all to today's video class. In today's video class, I am going to teach you the second chapter in your grammar book, Collins English Grammar, the second chapter, Adjectives. Okay, I hope all of you have some basic idea about these adjectives. Okay, fine. Let me give you a short and brief definition for adjective. What's adjective? Adjective is a describing word. It is one of the parts of speech. You know that parts of speech, children. So we have 8 parts of speech in English. Based on the function of the words in a sentence, they are classified as parts of speech. You know that there are 8 in numbers: noun, pronoun, adjective, yes, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction and intersection. These 8 are called parts of speech. This adjective is one among them. What is an adjective? Through examples, I would like to give you the definition for adjective. See, go through the example, children, carefully what I have written on the board. Elephant is a big land animal. Here, elephant is a land animal. This is a sentence. This sentence gives you an information. It's a kind of an animal. That animal is living on the land. You can get that information. Okay, second sentence. Peacock is a bird. Everybody knows that it is a bird. It is it's a common information. This information is known to everybody. Okay, fine. Then Rani is a lady. Rani is a lady. This is another kind of information. You get it from this sentence. He is a boy. So he is a boy, and milk is white. And milk is white and the sky is blue. In all the sentences, see, when you have or when you read the sentence without the word which has been underlined, they give you some information. But if you want to get additional information, you need some words. I have supplied such words in the sentence and it has been underlined. What function they are doing in the sentence? Yeah, they describe the noun that comes. See, they describe the nouns that comes after it. Or these words are placed before the nouns they describe. Such describing words are called adjectives. Now you can get the definition. Adjective is a describing word. Yeah, it describes the size. See, I have enlisted. It describes the size, shape, color, quantity and quality of a thing. So such types of words that describes a noun is called adjectives. Why we use these adjectives in our sentences? Without such adjectives, you cannot just describe a noun. You can't just say what kind of noun it is, isn't it? So to describe or to give the real picture of a noun, we need some describing words. Such describing words are called adjectives. We have so many describing words in English. In today's class, you are going to learn the kinds of describing words, that is adjectives, and good examples for each type. Okay, fine children. Now go through the example. Elephant is a big land animal. The word big describes what type of animal is land. What type of animal is elephant? Okay, so big. It stands for the size of the animal, big in size. Okay, fine. Second sentence, peacock is a beautiful bird. Here the word beautiful describes the noun bird. Here it describes the nature or quality of the bird. Okay, fine. In the third sentence, Rani is a kind lady. What kind of lady is Rani? If you ask that question, then you will get an answer kind. So it describes the nature, quality of that lady. What kind of lady is she? She is a kind lady. Okay. In the fourth sentence, he is a brilliant boy. What kind of boy is he? So the brilliant, the word, the describing word describes the noun boy. Okay, fine. Then in the fifth one, milk is white. So what is the color of the milk? White. Then the sky is blue. What is the color of the sky? Blue. So adjective is a describing word. It describes a noun. It describes a size, shape, color, quantity and quality also. For quantity, I will give you an example, children. Just listen to me very carefully. We have 2 hands. Here, two is an adjective. It's a describing word. It describes the noun hands. How many hands do you have? We have 5 fingers in our hand. We have 5 fingers in our hand. The 5 is a describing word. It describes the hand. It describes the fingers. How many fingers? Okay, fine. So, adjectives are describing words. They describe the size, shape, color, quantity and quality of nouns. Okay, fine children. Next, where we can use. Normally, these adjectives are used before nouns. Sometimes these adjectives can be used after noun in a sentence. Okay, normally these adjectives are used before nouns. Sometimes these adjectives are used after nouns in a sentence. Suppose if it is used before noun, then it is called describing adjectives or attributive adjectives. Attributive adjectives. If it is used after nouns at the end of a sentence, then it is called a predicative adjective. So adjectives are of many kinds, but there are 2 types, or we can use these adjectives in 2 ways. Attributive adjectives, attributively we can use, and predicative adjectives, predicatively we can use. Okay, fine. For both types, for both the use and the usage, I will give you examples. Okay, fine. How an adjectives can be used as an attributive adjectives or attributively. The example what I have given here are all the best example for attributive adjectives. Okay, fine. See, camel. Camel is a sheep of the desert. Camel is a sheep of the desert. See the sentence. Camel is a sheep of the desert. Here instead of a, if we use that, it gives a different meaning. The sheep of the desert. Okay, fine. Then lion is a king of the forest. So you want to say something about the lion, you want to say something about the camel, then you need some describing words. These 2 sentences gives you some idea, that's all, about the camel. What kind of animal is camel? It is a desert animal. It is living in the desert. It helps the people to travel in the desert. Therefore, it is called the sheep of the desert. Camel is the sheep of the desert. Okay, fine. And the lion is a king of the forest. Why we call? Because it has the leadership quality. It controls the entire forest. Therefore, it is called the king of the forest. Now, we need some words to describe. We need some word to describe. Such words are called describing words. See, it's a cold region. It's a cold region. The word cold, it's an adjective. It's a describing word. It describes the noun region. It describes the noun region. See, I have a sharp pencil. Sharp is a describing word. It describes the noun pencil. Okay, right. He has a new pen. This new is an adjective. We have many books in our library. We have many books in our library. We have big playground in our school. We have big playground in our school. We have modern camera or new camera. in our language lab. Okay, so in all these sentences, a new, the underlined word many, big and modern or new, they are all called adjectives because they describe the noun that comes immediately after them. They describe the nouns that comes immediately after them, or these adjectives are normally placed before the nouns they describe. Such nouns are called attributive, such adjectives are called attributive adjectives because they are used attributively. Adjectives can be used predicatively. Adjectives can be used predicatively. When it is used predicatively, it comes in the end of a sentence and it is placed after noun. Okay children, see, as I told you, adjective can be used attributively and predicatively. Here I have given you some examples for the use of attributive and for the use of predicative. Okay, fine. Ravi is a tall boy. In the example, tall is an adjective. It is used attributively because it describes the noun. It is placed before the noun it describes. See in the second example, Ravi is tall. It is in the predicate part and it is at the end. It describes the entire sentence. So it has been used predicatively. It is used or it is placed after the noun it describes. Such adjectives are called predicative adjectives or they are used predicatively. Okay, fine. I have a sharp pencil. Sharp is an adjective. It describes the noun pencil. Is an attributive adjective because it is placed before the noun it describes. See, now compare the next sentence with the next sentence. My pencil is sharp. It is placed in the predicate part. It is placed after the noun. It describes the entire sentence. So it is a predicative adjective or it is used predicatively. John is from a poor family. John is from a poor family. They are poor. See, go through the example. Here poor is an adjective. It describes the word family. But see in the next sentence they are poor. See, it ends with an adjective. The sentence ends with an adjective poor, but it describes the entire sentence. Therefore it is used as a predicative adjective, but here it is used as an attributive adjective. He is a rich merchant. The merchant is rich. So in these sentences also, in the first sentence rich is used as an attributive adjectives, but in the second sentence rich is used as a predicative adjectives. In this way an adjectives can be used both predicatively and attributively. When it is used attributively, it is just placed before the noun. When it is used predicatively, it is placed after the noun. Okay, fine children. Next, let me explain the kinds of adjectives. Adjectives are many in kinds. We have many kinds of adjectives in our language. I will explain you one by one and I will give you examples also for each kind. Okay, to begin with, adjectives of quality. Adjectives of many in kinds. Adjectives are many in kinds. To begin with, let me explain adjectives of quality. Adjectives of quality. You know the meaning of the word quality. It describes what kind of. He is a good boy, it is his quality. He is a sharp pencil, it is the quality of the pencil. He is a white paper, that is the color of the paper. So, adjectives of quality describes the quality of a person or thing. So, adjectives of quality, it describes the quality of a person, place and thing. So it answers the question what kind of. Normally we wish to know the quality of many things. What is the quality of this paper? What is the quality of this camera? What is the quality of this watch? What kind of person is he? What kind of place is it? What kind of bird is it? Okay. So we like to know, or we wish to know, the quality of many things in our day-to-day life. So the specific words that describes the quality of anything, maybe the person, maybe the place, or maybe the thing, then it is called a adjectives of quality. For example, person, he is a kind man. He is a kind man. Okay. Ram is a good player. She is a clever girl. So I have given here 3 examples. We just to go through these sentences. See, the first sentence, kind, qualifies what kind of man is he. He is a kind man. It describes the quality of the person. It gives you the answer what kind of man. Okay, the second sentence, Ram is a good player. Good is an adjective. It is an adjective of quality because it describes the quality of that player. What kind of player is Ram? He is a good player. Okay, the third sentence, she is a clever girl. The word clever is an adjective. It gives you that answer, or it describes the noun girl. It also describes the quality of that girl. What kind of girl is she? She is a clever girl. Okay. So in this way, adjectives describes the quality of person. Sometimes they describes the quality of things also. How? I'll give you examples for the children. See, it's a sharp pencil. Okay. They are new fans. It's a short scale. Okay, in all these examples, see the sharp. That is the quality of the pencil. What kind of pencil is he? What type of fans are they? They are new fans. They are new fans. See, then old building. It is an old building. It is an old building. See, in this example, what kind of building is it? It's an old building. It's a new building. It's an old building. It's a new building. It's a short scale. It's a long scale. It's a short route. It's a long route. Okay, like that. So all these underlined words, sharp, new, short, old, are called adjectives of quality because they describe the quality of things. Quality of things. Okay, so in this way, adjectives that describes the quality of a person, place, and thing are called adjectives of quality. For example, it's a cold region. How an adjective can describe a place. I would like to give you example for such things also. It is a cold region. It's a cold region. Okay. It is a hot region. Okay. So in this way, a place is market is a busy place. Market is the busiest place. Okay. So you can say like that. So in all these cases, cold, hot, and busy. So they describe the places. They are also called adjectives of quality. They answer the question, what kind of? So adjectives that describes the person, adjectives that describes the place, adjectives that describes things, that is the quality of the person, quality of thing, and quality of place are called adjectives of quality. Okay, fine children. The answer is the question, what kind of. Okay, fine. Next kind, adjectives of quantity. When you talk about quality, you have to think of quantity also. Okay, adjectives of quantity. See, before to start, adjectives of quality, second, adjectives of quantity. I would like to show you some pictures I have brought here. See, all these pictures shows the quality. It's a beautiful monument. It is a beautiful monument. This is the Taj Mahal. This Taj Mahal is a beautiful monument. Taj Mahal is a beautiful monument. Okay, so the word beautiful describes the quality of this monument. What kind of monument is? It's a beautiful monument. It is one of the wonders of the world, that you know that, children. So here the word beautiful is an adjective of quality because it describes the quality of this monument. Okay, yes, I will show you another picture. See, this is a picture of a palace. This is an old palace. This is an old palace. Okay, so the word old is an adjective. It describes the quality of that building. It's an old building. It's an old building. So they are called adjectives of quality. So it's a beautiful monument. Taj Mahal is a beautiful monument. See, this is a old building. Okay, fine. Next I'll show you some other pictures. See, can you guess it? What is it? Yeah, it's an Eiffel Tower. The highest tower in the world. The highest tower in the world. See, the highest tower in the world. The adjective high, highest, higher, they are in different degrees. They shows the quality of the Eiffel Tower. The quality of the Eiffel Tower. Therefore, they are called adjectives of quality. Eiffel Tower is the highest tower in the world. It is the highest tower in the world. Here see the picture. It's a picture of a Nile river. It's a picture of a river. The name of this river is Nile. This is the longest river in the world. This is the longest river in the world. So the word longest here is used as an adjective of quality to describe the quality of a river, Nile. Okay, fine. See, here we use the tallest or highest, okay, as an adjective of quality to describe the quality of this Eiffel Tower, the highest tower, the tallest tower in the world. Okay, children, next I would like to go for adjectives of quantity. You know what do you mean by quantity? The measurement. Okay, the numbers. Measurement in numbers, that is called a quantity. There are some adjectives we have in English. Such adjectives describe the quantity of a thing. How much you have, how many you have. Okay, so we want to express the quantity in exact terms. In exact terms. Sometimes we may express the quantities in relative terms. In relative terms. Okay, fine. So altogether, these adjectives of quantity describes or shows the quantity or degree of a thing. How this quantity is expressed? The quantity is expressed in numerical terms. I have 5 kilo apples. I bought 1 kilo vegetable. Okay, like that. Adjectives of quantity shows how much of a thing. How much of a thing. See, it answers the question how much or how many. Normally how much. So it answers the question how much. So the quantity of the things we have. Adjectives of quantity shows how much you have, how much of a thing is meant. Therefore they are called adjectives of quantity. Normally quantity of anything is expressed in numerical terms. Okay, good. See, let me give you some examples. And do you know one thing, children? The chief adjectives. The chief adjectives which can be used, the chief adjectives which can be used as adjectives of quantity are much, little, much, little, some, more, much, little, some, more, any, enough, enough, and no, etc. So we have these adjectives in our language to express the quantity of the thing we have. Okay, I have some milk in the bottle. I have some oil in the bottle. So there is enough sugar in the tea. See, there is some milk in the cup. There is some milk in the cup. Don't take much sugar with tea. Don't take much sugar with tea. Okay, fine. There is much sugar in the tea. There is much sugar in the tea. Okay. Little water is in the cup. There is little water in the cup. See, there is little water in the cup. There is little water in the cup. Little knowledge is always dangerous. Little knowledge is always dangerous. He has no money. He has no money. Okay. So he has no money. She did not eat any rice. Suppose if I ask you, have you had your lunch? Sorry sir, I didn't, or I haven't yet had my lunch. You can say like that. Suppose if you want to say, sir, the girl didn't have any lunch. She did not eat any rice at all. You can say in such a way. She did not have any lunch. Instead of such things, you can say she did not have any rice. It means she did not have any friends. She doesn't have any friends. Okay. So there is much sugar in the tea. Little knowledge is always dangerous. We lost all his wealth. He lost all his wealth. Now go through this example carefully, children. Some, much, all, little, no, any. All such words are called adjectives of quantity because they describes the quantity of the things you have. They describes the quantity of the things you have. The quantity here stands for how much you have, how much thing is meant. Okay, so these chief adjectives of this kind is used very much to describe the quantity. Okay, fine. Next, adjectives of number. Adjectives of number. Adjectives of number. Sometimes you can count the number of things you have. You can count certain things and you can express the quantity in exact number. So such types of adjectives are called adjectives of number. Adjectives of number tell us how many. Adjectives of number. Adjectives of number tell us how many. Adjectives of number tell us how many. They show the quantity. Adjectives of number shows the quantity in exact number. They show the quantity in exact numbers. You know that numbers are of two types, definite number and indefinite number. Suppose if an adjective refers to definite number, then it is called a definite numeral adjective. See, definite numeral adjective. Suppose if an adjective shows definite number, then such adjectives are called definite numeral adjectives. And definite numeral, for example, see 10, 100, 1000, 1000. So they are all called definite numbers. They refer to things in exact numbers, therefore they are called definite numeral adjectives. I have 10 pencils in my pouch. We have 5 fingers in our hand. Okay, like that. So they are called definite numeral adjectives because they refer to numbers exactly. The exact number is expressed by such adjectives. Therefore they are called definite numeral adjectives. We have another number that is called indefinite numeral adjectives. Indefinite numeral adjectives. Indefinite numeral adjectives. These adjectives don't show the exact number. They are called indefinite numeral adjectives. Few, some, many. Few, some, many, several. They are called indefinite numeral adjectives because they don't refer to quantity in exact numbers. Few birds are there on the branch of a tree. There are few birds are there on the branch. See, few birds are there on the branch. So they show indefinite numbers. These adjectives show indefinite numbers. Therefore they are called indefinite numeral adjectives. I saw some boys in the market. I invited some of my friends to the party. Okay, then many friends attended the party. Many friends attended the party. In the interview, the candidates were asked several questions. In the interview, candidates were asked several questions. All these numbers are called indefinite numeral adjectives because they don't refer to exact numbers, or the numbers indicated by these adjectives are indefinite. Therefore they are called indefinite numeral adjectives. And another thing, here you have to note one thing, children. Definite numeral adjectives have two types of numbers. Definite numeral adjectives, see, definite numeral adjectives. One is cardinal number. One is cardinal number. Another one is ordinal number. So, definite numeral adjectives have two types of number. One is cardinal number, another one is ordinal number. Cardinal numbers are the real numbers or the basic numbers 1, 2, 3, like that. See, 1, 2, 3, they are the basic numbers. They are called cardinal numbers. We have another set of numbers, they are called ordinal numbers. They don't show the numbers, real numbers, but they expresses the position or the rank. They expresses the position or the rank. So the numbers which shows the position or the rank of anything is called ordinal numbers. For example, first, last, hundredth, thousandth, second. So they don't show exact numbers, but they show the position or the rank. Therefore they are called ordinal numbers. Okay, fine, children. Next, distributive adjectives. Distributive. What do you mean by distributive? You know the term distribution. What does it mean? Distribution stands for giving away things to all participants. Distribution. Distributive adjectives. Distributive adjectives. Look here. Here what happens? In the distributive adjectives, the adjectives shows each and every one of the participant. Otherwise, distributive adjectives are used to refer to each and every one of the group. Each and every one of the group. Each and every one of the group. Such adjectives are called distributive adjectives. See, normally the word distribution stands for giving away, distributing something to all members of the family, to all members of the group. That is called distribution, giving away. Okay, so such adjectives are called distributive adjectives. Adjectives that refer to each and every one of the group is called distributive adjectives. They are each, every, neither, either. So these adjectives are called distributive adjectives. Every man, I'll give you example sentences. Every man must do his duty. Every man must do his duty. Okay. Each students say the poem. Each student should say or read the poem. Neither book is good. Neither book is good. Either road leads to the same place. You just go through all these examples carefully, children, then you can understand the basic concept of distributive adjectives. Distributive adjectives shows each and every one of the group. Distributive, like distribution, when things are distributed, in the sense means it is distributed to all, to each and every member of the group. In the same way, this distributive adjectives shows each and every one of the group. It describes each and every one of the group. For example, each, every, neither, either, they are called distributive adjectives. For each distributive adjectives, I have given here one example, children. Every man must do his duty. Here, every is a distributive adjectives. It stands for every man in the world, every man who are born in the world. Each student should say or read the poem. It stands for the group of students. In the group, this word each, the distributive adjective, refers to each and every one of the students of that group. Neither book is good. Here, this or that, but it refers to both. Neither. Either also the same thing. Either road leads to the same place. Okay, so they are called distributive adjectives. So distributive adjectives refers to each and every one of the group. Okay, fine. Next, demonstrative adjective. Demonstrative adjectives. See, at the same time, you have to keep one thing in your mind. See, distributive adjectives are different from distributive pronouns. Distributive adjectives are different from distributive pronoun. So you should not confuse these two things. For there are four boys. I have 4 apples. So I can give an apple to each. Here it is a pronoun. distributive pronoun. There are 4 members. I have 4 apples. I gave apple to each one. This is called a distributive pronoun. I have there are 4 boys and I have 4 apples. I can give apples to each boy. I can give apple to each boy. This is called a distributive adjective because each is followed by the noun boy. Okay, so in this way you should know or you should identify the difference between distributive pronoun and distributive adjectives. Each, every, neither, either. If they are used without noun or if they are used not followed by the noun, then they are called a distributive pronoun. If they are used in the sentence with the noun they describe, then they are called distributive adjectives. Okay, children. Next, demonstrative adjectives. What do you mean by demonstrative adjectives? How many types of demonstrative adjectives are there in English? See, you know that demonstration. What do you mean by demonstration? Point out. Demonstration means which person. See, demonstrative adjectives. Demonstrate just points out which. They are called generally which. So it answers the question which. Demonstrative adjectives points out. Demonstrative adjectives indicates or points out which person or thing is meant. Which person or thing is meant. So they are called demonstrative adjectives. So they just points out which person or thing is meant. They are called demonstrative adjectives. This, that, these, those. They are called demonstrative adjectives. This, that, these and those. They are called demonstrative adjectives because they points out which person is meant, which place is meant, which thing is meant. They just points out this and that. They are used with singular nouns. This and that are used with singular nouns. These and those are used with plural nouns. This and that are used with singular nouns. These and those are used with plural nouns. And another difference I would like to explain. This is used to refer to singular object which is nearer to you. This is used to refer to singular object that is nearer to you. See, this is a picture chart. This is a duster. This is a book. So these things are nearer to me. So when an object is nearer to me, then I will use this to refer to that object. Suppose that's a fan, that is a van stand, that is my vehicle, it is far off, it is not near to me. So when I would like to point out, the things which is far off or at some distance, then I can use that. But this and that are used with the singular nouns. This pen is mine. This pen is mine. This pen is costly. That car is yours. That car is yours. Okay. And these and those, they are used with the plural nouns. These pictures are beautiful. These pictures are beautiful. Those books are hers. Those books are hers. So these and those are always used with the plural nouns. Here also you should know one difference, children. These refers to group of things which are nearer to you. These is used to refer to group of things or things more than one things. Refers to many things, plurals, which are nearer to you. These books are mine. So these are used with the plural nouns which are very nearer to you. These flowers are beautiful. These books are new. But those are used with the plural nouns. They are at some distance from you. They are far off from you. Okay. So these and those are always used with the plural nouns. These are used with the plural nouns which are nearer to you. Those are used with the plural nouns which are far away from you or at some distance. Okay. So you should know this difference. Very important, children. You should practice these demonstrative adjectives in your own sentence. Then you can easily understand. Try to frame more and more sentences using these demonstrative adjectives. Okay, fine. Next, see, you should know the demonstrative difference between demonstrative adjectives and a demonstrative pronoun. Let me give you one or two examples for to differentiate. How can you differentiate demonstrative adjectives from demonstrative pronoun? See, this book is mine. This book is mine. If you say, this is my book, now you compare the difference. Just to compare these two sentences, here this is followed by the noun book. So it describes the noun book. This demonstrative adjectives is used before the noun it describes. Therefore, this is demonstrative adjectives. See, in the second sentence, this is not followed by noun. Okay. Therefore, this is demonstrative pronoun. This, that, these and those, when they are used in the sentence without any noun, or when these words are used without nouns in a sentence, they are called a demonstrative pronoun. But when these words are used with the noun in the sentence, then they are called demonstrative adjectives. So children, you should know the difference between demonstrative adjectives. See, first sentence, this is a demonstrative adjectives. In the second sentence, this is a demonstrative pronoun. Okay, fine. Next, possessive adjectives. Possessive adjectives. See, adjectives which helps us to show the ownership. Possessive adjectives. Adjectives which helps us to show the ownership or the possession. Adjectives which helps us to show ownership or possession is called possessive adjectives. It helps us to show the ownership or it helps us to show the possession. For example, I, my, we, our, you, your, he, his, she, her, it, its, they, their. So here my, our, your, his, her, its and their are called possessive adjectives because they stands for the ownership or the possession of something. It refers to the ownership. It clearly points out the possessive attitude, the possessiveness or the ownership of somebody. See, this is my pen. You are all my students. Okay? Our. This is our school. TRINITY International School is our school. Okay? And your. I am your teacher. I am your teacher. Okay? So, his. He is his father. He is his father. Her, she's her mother. She's her mother. It is its tail. It is its tail. They are their children. They are their children. Okay, so it's my idea, it's my opinion. You are all my children. You are all my children. India is our country. Trinity International School is our school. See, we are your friends. We are your teachers. We are your teachers. He is his father. He is his father. She is her mother. It is its tail. They are their friends. They are their daughters. They are their sons. Okay. In all these cases, you can find one thing. It refers to the ownership or possession. So, see the first I, we, you, he, she, it, and they are called subjective pronoun. Subjective pronoun. So, my, our, your, his, her, its, they are called possessive adjectives. Possessive adjectives. So, you should know the subject, subjective pronoun, objective pronoun, and then possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives also. Okay, I, me, my, mine, we, us, our, ours, you, your, yours, he, him, his, she, her, hers, it, its, they, them, theirs. Okay, so this is a table of various forms of personal pronouns. You should know these things. I hope all of you know these things well. Okay, so they are called possessive adjectives because they refer to the possession or the ownership. Next, interrogative adjectives. What are interrogative adjectives? Adjectives that helps us to form questions, to form interrogative sentences are called interrogative adjectives. All interrogative words won't help us to frame interrogative sentences. There are some interrogative words which helps us to frame questions. Such words are called interrogative adjectives. Interrogative adjectives. They are called interrogative adjectives. Example, which, whose, and what. These three question words, interrogative words, are called interrogative adjectives because they help us to frame question. Whose, which, what. Which pen do you like? Which pen do you like? Which sweet do you like to have? Which pen do you want to have? Then whose pen is it? Whose pen is it? Whose shoes is he wearing? See, whose shoe is he wearing? Whose shoe is he wearing? Which pen do you like? Then what picture do you want to write? What picture do you want to draw? What picture do you want to draw? So they are called interrogative adjectives. These interrogative adjectives help us to frame interrogative sentences. Therefore, they are called interrogative adjectives. Next, emphatic adjectives. Emphatic adjectives. There are some adjectives which emphasizes certain things. There are some adjectives which emphasizes certain things. These adjectives are called emphatic adjectives. The adjectives are used to emphasize some idea, so they are called emphatic adjectives. For example, this is very correct. Emphatic adjectives. Emphatic means emphasizing. Emphatic adjectives. We call these adjectives as emphatic adjectives because they emphasize certain things. This is very correct. This is very book. You can say this is very book. This is very correct. See, this is the very book I am looking for. So here you want to stress very, okay. This is very correct answer I have given. I know it from my own experience. I know it from my own experience. So in these cases, one thing you have to keep in mind, children, even if you remove these emphatic adjectives from the sentence gives you exact meaning. The sentence gives you correct meaning. Such types of adjectives are called emphatic adjectives. So normally, emphatic adjectives can be removed from the sentences, but the sentence gives you meaning. See, you are the very person I am looking for. See the example. I would like to give you one more example. You are the very person I am looking for. You are the very person. You are the very person I am looking for. Okay, so very person. It stands for emphasizing. So this is called the emphatic pronouns. Mind your own business. Sometimes when you don't want the interference of somebody in your personal affairs, you can say, see, this is not your work. See, you need not interfere into my personal affairs. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. You own. So even if you remove such words from the sentence gives you meaning. Therefore, they are called emphatic pronouns. Then why we use these words in the sentence? Just to emphasize us. Okay. Therefore, they are called emphatic pronouns. Then emphatic adjectives. Emphatic adjectives. Then there are some adjectives. They are called exclamatory adjectives. Exclamatory adjectives. They help us to frame exclamatory expressions. They are called exclamatory adjectives. They are called exclamatory adjectives. Okay. So what a story. See, what a story, what a manners, what a manners, what a story, what a manners, what silly thing to do, what a silly thing. See, what a manners, what a story, what a silly thing to do. So in all these cases, we have adjectives to create exclamatory sense, excited sense. Therefore, we get excited when we use these adjectives. So they are called exclamatory sentences. They are called exclamatory sentences. Last one, proper adjectives. Proper adjectives. Though they are called exclamatory adjectives because they help us to have excited. They help us to frame exclamatory sentences. Then proper adjectives. Proper adjectives. Sometimes it may happen. See, proper adjectives are proper nouns. Some proper nouns are used as proper adjectives. You know proper noun. What do you mean by proper noun? A noun that stands for a particular person, a particular place, a particular thing is called a proper noun. When a proper noun is used as an adjective, then they are called proper adjectives. For example, he is an Indian. He is an Indian. The example, he is an Indian. This Indian is a proper noun. But how can it can be used as a proper adjective? He is an Indian soldier. He is an Indian soldier. In the second sentence, the proper noun Indian is used to refer to that soldier. He belongs to which country? So in this way, when proper nouns are used to refer to some nouns, or when proper nouns are used as an adjective, then they are called proper adjectives. I went to France. See another example. I went to France. I enjoyed French food. I enjoyed French food. So France is a proper noun. It is used French food. So this adjective is derived from the proper noun France. Okay. So in this way, when some proper nouns are used as an adjective to describe the noun that comes or to identify some nouns, okay, so they are called proper adjectives. They are called proper adjectives. Okay, children, see, so far now I taught you almost all adjectives with good examples. I hope all of you have a good idea in your mind about the kinds, and see, as it is a recorded video, you have more chances to repeat the video. See, you can view it again and again, then you can understand everything properly. And last but not the least, relative adjectives. Let me conclude today's session with that topic. See, what is the subtitle? Relative adjectives. You know that relative pronoun, this, that, okay, like that. Relative adjectives also we have. I know the boy whose father is a policeman. I know the boy whose father is a policeman. Okay, here whose, it stands for I know the boy. Who stands for the boy's father. So it describes, it relates the noun. It relates the noun. At the same time, it acts as an adjective. What? See, I know the boy whose father is a policeman. Which boy you know? The man who is a policeman. The father who is a policeman, and his son I know. So I know the boy whose father. The whose is a possessive adjectives, but at the same time, it relates the noun with the rest of the sentences. That is called a relative pronoun, but here it acts as a relative and adjective. So relative pronoun or relative adjectives is a word that comes to relate the noun that comes immediately before it with the rest of the sentences. Here in this sentence, the whose relative adjective, it relates or connects the immediate antecedent boy with the rest of the words in the sentence. Therefore, it is called a relative adjective. So, what is the function of relative adjective? The function of a relative adjective is to relate its antecedent with the rest of the words in the sentence. Therefore, they are called relative adjectives. Okay, children, I hope all of you have a good idea after watching this video about the kinds and how they are used by the writers, how they are used in the sentences. Okay, fine, children, you too can collect a lot of sentences for these kinds, and you can write all those kinds of adjectives and examples in your classwork note neatly. And see, I have a plan to teach this adjective chapter in 2 videos. This is the first part. In the first part of the video, I taught you adjectives and its kinds. In the following video or in the next video, I will teach you formation of adjectives, how adjectives are formed, and the order of adjectives, and then degrees of comparison. All these things you are going to see in the adjoining video or in the joint video in the next video. Okay. Thank you children. Have a nice day.